All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Brakathea Hawa, Brakathea Hawa Shai, Brakathea Hawa, Brakathea Hawa Shai, Brakathea Hawa, Brakathea Hawa Shai, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well and who taught me this truth. And shalom to you, sincere Akim, out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, I'm going to jump straight into this video. I don't want to Ratazah to be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go in the Rakah Kwadash. Quick little heads up. It's going to be a little bit long because I'm going to play this video here in its entirety, Lord's will. All right. This is from the Elder Malcolm from the GMS, the head of this GMS Chicago camp. He re-uploaded, he did a as you can see, it's entitled Reverse Racism. And this is one of his channels, GMS Maccabean Spirit Ba, okay? And like I said, I'm going to play the video in its entirety. I'm going to try not to interject too much. So I'm going to go through the scriptures and the points in the beginning. And then I'm going to try to let the video play out, okay? So like I said, it's going to be a little bit long. You can see it's 23 minutes, a little bit over 23 minutes. The actual video came from these brothers here, Salakia. This is the actual video. I haven't actually watched watched this one yet, but I'm going to go back and watch it. But I was watching, like I said, the Elder Malcolm's commentary on it, and a bunch of stuff came to mind. But these brothers, man, this was perfect. This was well done. As you can see, their channel is GMS Boston on the Streets. All right, so subscribe to them brothers' channel and go watch this video. This is the actual video that it's from. Okay, they're live speaking. All right, but like I said, I want to play Salakia, the Elder Malcolm's video. Okay, but before I do that, a couple things to get it out of the way. You'll see it'll make more sense as the video plays, and I might come back and read a couple more definitions and expound, but it's pretty much self-explanatory once you see what's going on. All right, and the first thing that came to my mind is Jacob, man. That them brothers, that was a skillful job, man. And Jacob Yaiquab, we know Jacob means supplanter, and that's what Jake is, man. Especially the men in this truth, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Esau Edom thinks he's the ultimate slickster, but Jacob is our fourth father. Jacob means supplanter, okay? And that's what we are, smooth, especially once you have when you fully understand what you're involved in. And the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the Rakah Kwadash is resting upon you. That's Jake, and they did that skillfully. That was nice fishing. They reeled their ass in, man. That's why the scriptures say, Lamentations 4:21, one of my favorite scriptures. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Okay? The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And hey, we in these times, man. This devil is being exposed. He's exposing himself. She's told on herself, And what happened was the information that the brothers were bringing out was disheartening. Okay? It was disheartening. Like the Elder Malcolm is going to go into. You could see it on her through her body language, her facial expressions. She was cut by the words. As we know, it's a discerner of the thoughts and intents of man. It cuts you to the marrow, man, to the soul, So this is the definition of disheartening. It says causing someone to lose determination or confidence. Yeah, she was what they call a staunch, a Christian, a firm, you could, a believing Christian, man, red-blooded Christian American, But the information the brothers brought out, it was cutting into her soul, man. It caused her to be disheartened. All right, disheartening, causing someone to lose determination or confidence. She just had to tap out in the end, man. It says discouraging or dispiriting. Her spirit was through. She was through. She was distraught, deeply upset and agitated. Even though she was trying to fake the funk and hide it, you could see it. You can see it. You can see it. All right, so that's the main point. that I wanted to just land back and add on. She was disheartened, man. She was disheartened. She was through. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna let the video play out, and it's pretty much it speaks for itself, man. It pretty much speaks for itself. The elders and the brothers, the elder, they did a perfect job. Nothing else needs to be said, man. Okay. Like I said, keep in mind how she's distraught. She's disheartened. Okay, and pay attention to how Jacob, Jake supplanted her ass, man. Let's see what Salakia, real quick, supplanter to supersede. Yeah, all them bullshit ass philosophies and thoughts and ways of thinking she had. That shit was cut asunder by the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and the proper interpretation of the scriptures, man. You see? It's a supplanter takes over or takes the place of someone else, usually on purpose, and that's what he did. He skillfully, man, destroyed her philosophies, her ways of thinking, That was beautiful, a flawless victory, That was brutality. That was a fatality, man. All right? So anyway, I'm going to shut up, man, and let the video play out. All right? I don't want to Ratazah. This is edifying. Like I said, I might come back and hit the points again, but you probably maybe not. Might just close out. Like I said, it says enough, man. It says enough. Go watch the videos in their entirety. Again, GMS, Maccabean Spirit Ba, and the brothers Salakia, GMS Boston on the Streets. Okay, and this is the actual video, reverse racism. And let's play the Elder Malcolm.
And some of the people who took people. Shalom. Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem Al-Shai, B'Hashem Rakakudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm coming at you with another lesson in truth. The video that's on the screen was called Reverse Racism, and it was put up by our brothers in Boston, GMS Boston, on the streets. And I watched it, and this was a very very edifying video. All right, and they handled this Edomite with skill, with salt. The way the scriptures came out and the scriptures that they chose, it was all through the spirit, and it was done. And then while watching the video, there's something that I noticed about her. And what I noticed about her was her body language, her facial expressions when she actually got it, when she understood that this wasn't, when she actually understood what they were saying. And the fear that came upon her face, and then how she got defensive with lies after that. All right? And I'm going to, and so first scripture I'm going to read is Job 20:10. Because right here she's talking about how she adopts children, and she has an adopted black son. All right? So she starts right, right here, that's what she's saying. So I'm going to let it play from there, but first I want to read that. And it reads, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. And their hands are going to restore our goods. See, they don't want to do that part. They'll talk this big game about, equality and jobs and woo-wop bam. No, the only way to really restore, to pay back, was that you literally have to give up everything that you own. I'm talking specifically to Edomites, to the pale flesh Edomites, and the Tear Edomites, wherever they are. All right, because every place that you are on the earth, all right, the whole world has benefited from America. And America was built up off the blood, sweat, tears, oppression, slavery of the Israelites. Both the northern and southern kingdom served slavery here. All right, the northern kingdom lost their land to Esau, Edom. All right, and then the southern kingdom was forced did forced labor, and their free labor, all right, for over 400 years, all right, is how America grew to be the wealthiest and most powerful nation the earth has ever seen.
Now, somebody read that, because you.
I'm gonna take that back a little bit because the sound wasn't really.
Son? For some reason, I don't think you got a black son. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. You adopt kids. That's what you do.
I adopted Cameron, yes.
Now, somebody read that, because you said that we're all oppressed by white people. Read the law.
This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. It says, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death."
What does it say again? Read that again.
Exodus, the book of...
Now, right before that, all right, and I highly suggest that you go and watch this video. It's called Reverse Racism, all right, and it was put up by the brothers from the Boston camp, GMS Boston on the streets, all right, and she just said out of her own mouth that so-called black people are oppressed by white people even now to this day. She agreed to that, okay?
Scripture, the book of Exodus chapter 21,
What does it say?
verse 16. "And he that stealeth a man
So if you steal a man, if you kidnap a man, right? If you kidnap a people, go ahead,
and selleth him,
and you sell him, the so-called black man was sold on auction slave blocks. Right here. You see that? We were sold, right? On auction slave blocks, right? Go ahead.
or if he be found in his
Yeah,
hand,
right now in America, we're found in the so-called white man's hand. That's why we still possess the names of our last names of our masters, of our slave masters, whether it's Martinez or Henderson or Johnson, right? Jackson, Hamilton. All right, those are the names of our oppressors, of our slave masters, and we're still in. The scriptures say we're yet this day in the land of our captivity. We're still subjected to payments. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, she was all smiles prior to this. The seriousness and the look on her face as she actually began to read the sign.
Salakia, again, I got to bring out that definition. Disheartening. She was distraught and disheartened. Okay? Disheartening. Causing someone to lose determination or confidence. She started to lose the battle. She came up talking all that slick shit, all that good shit. Then the truth came out and she became disheartened. She started to lose confidence, and then at the end she was just defeated. You'll see her spirit, the life was sucked out of her. Okay? You know? Because what? Shameful spewing is on your goddamn glory, man. That man of sin is revealed, and you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. And she was distraught. She didn't want to pay. She didn't want to pay. She was deeply upset and agitated. Okay? It was disheartening. Okay? Them brothers did a beautiful job.
And the overstanding of the reading that she had just.
Whether it's Martinez or Henderson or Johnson.
That was another skillful supplanter. He not only did he just mention so-called Negro names, but he started out with his so-called Hispanic, Latino slave names, man. Martinez, Sanchez. Those are all the names of the Northern Kingdom, but both kingdoms went into captivity under you damn devils. Okay? You see? Skillful. This is well done, man.
Right, Jackson, Hamilton. All right, those are the names of our oppressors, of our slave masters, and we're still in. The scriptures say we're yet this day in the land of our captivity. We're still subjected to payments. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, she was all smiles prior to this. The seriousness and the look on her face as she actually began to read the sign. And the overstanding of the reading, because she had just agreed that kidnapping and slavery was wrong and that was done to them, and that they are still, all right, that we are still oppressed by these people today. All right? And now the seriousness of her countenance changes to this very serious look right here. Now she's worried that, wait a minute, they're reading the Bible, and what you're saying, she's realizing that, yes, she is a part of the people that are guilty of that. All right? Pay close attention to her mannerisms and her facial expressions as her brothers continue to educate her.
Here. So these are, how do you describe these? These are the different levels of...
Those are the 12 tribes. These are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Yeah, the so-called black man in America is not African, but he's an Israelite. See, what your forefathers did is they hid that from you because it's much easier to enslave an African, right? If they told you that, hey, these were the children of Israel, you may have not been with that. You would have said, whoa, this is bad because you call yourself a Christian.
And this is a good point right here. That covering cast. That's exactly why he did that. That's why he became a proverb and a byword. That covering cast, you know. And then he's a culture vulture. He said he's the people. Now that's why she's gonna want to pander with that Holocaust bullshit, you know, looking for some. But they're imposters. They're imposters. You see, this was beautifully. I can't say it enough. This was. Watch the video in its entirety, man. You know, Salak, I'm gonna stop buttoning, you know, but man, this was fire, man. This was fire. A lot of good points, man, was made.
Those are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Yeah, the so-called black man in America is not African, but he's an Israelite. See, what your forefathers did is they hid that from you because it's much easier to enslave an African, right? If they told you that, hey, these were the children of Israel, you may have not been with that.
And that's why when Esau went around with his fucking manifest destiny, he spread the agenda that he was civilizing you, that you were uncivil, you were a savage, okay? That's the, you know, and he was coming to bring order, which he was coming to do nothing but fucking rape, rob, and pillage, and spread his wickedness, man, and turn everything upside down and oppress them devils, man. You know, shameful spewing is on your glory.
A part of the people that are guilty of that. All right. Pay close attention to her mannerisms and her facial expressions as her brothers continue to educate her.
Here. So these are, how do you describe these? These are the different levels of...
Those are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Yeah, the so-called black man in America is not African, but he's an Israelite. See, what your forefathers did is they hid that from you because it's much easier to enslave an African, right? If they told you that, hey, these were the children of Israel, you may have not been with that. You would have said, whoa, this is bad because you call yourself a Christian, you'd have read in the Bible, and you'd have said, this is wrong. But because they're African, it's easy to do. The scripture said that they would hide that. But it also said in the last days that our true nationality was going to come out, right? And this is what it is. So so-called Negroes, what's a Negro? Or black? Black is just a color. Black is not a nationality.
What does that have to do with religion?
Well, nothing. It has to do with the Bible. It has to do with prophecy.
So you're quoting Exodus.
Right. Okay, so that's our book. The Lord gave that.
See, she's very concerned. She's like, what does this have to do with religion? And the reason she's saying that is because she's religious, all right? And religion, especially Christianity in America, teaches love, 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 forgive, 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 love, love, love only. They don't teach about the wrath, the lamentation, the woe, the dark sayings, all right? So she was very confused and very concerned.
The Lord gave the laws to Moses, and Moses gave it to the children of Israel. So that's in the law. And hey, that's an American law too. You cannot kidnap somebody and then sell them. That's called human trafficking, kidnapping.
You see the mouth, how her jaw dropped? She was confounded. She was confounded. She was fucking confounded by these niggers, these insignificant, you know, spooks, porch monkeys. You know, she was disheartened. She lost confidence. Her jaw dropped. Her spirit, you know, she was distraught. Then she started to reach for the rope. She started swinging. She just gonna start to swing wildly. Oh, man. Tawadi Habashim Yahushai for giving us this truth, man. Oh, man. Whew.
Also said in the last days that our true nationality was going to come out, right? And this is what it is. So so-called Negroes, what's a Negro? Or black? Black is just a color. Black is not a nationality.
What does that have to do with religion?
Well, nothing. It has to do with the Bible. It has to do with prophecy.
So you're quoting Exodus.
Right. Okay, so that's our book. The Lord gave that.
See, she's very concerned. She's like, what does this have to do with religion? And the reason she's saying that is because she's religious. All right? And religion, especially Christianity in America, teaches love, 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 forgive, 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 love, love, love only. They don't teach about the wrath, the lamentation, the woe, the dark sayings. All right? So she was very confused and very concerned.
The Lord gave the laws to Moses, and Moses gave it to the children of Israel. So that's in the law. And hey, that's an American law too. You cannot kidnap somebody and then sell them. That's called human trafficking, kidnapping.
You see the look of horror and confusion that was on her face? Because she got it. That's the moment when it actually hit her. That damn, I might be in trouble for what my people have done. All right? And in fact, let me just, because she was a little bit out of frame. All right? Just the seriousness on the looks on her face at this point as they're edifying.
So that's in the law. And hey, that's an American law too. You cannot kidnap somebody and then sell them. That's called human trafficking, kidnapping. There's consequences for doing something like that. That's it. But the difference is, our power judges generations. So he said he judges to the third and the fourth generation.
So now her mind is working. And the proof of it is going to be the next statements that comes out of her mouth. You know, being in this truth, the Lord has really opened our eyes. And one thing that I've learned how to read people. More so than I ever have in my life, you know. I've learned how to read people. And this was a concerned and fearful woman. But this is a woman, this is an Edomite who's just going to do what comes to them naturally. All right, let me read it. I'm going to read it ahead of time, and you'll see it in a moment. This is Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from their womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Let's let her talk.
He's not going to judge you right away. He's going to judge you according to what your forefathers did. And so you got to pay for what your forefathers did.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's not a personal thing on a said white person. All of y'all are going to be judged as a nation of people.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
I think that's absolutely true for everybody.
That's what happened to us.
Well, we're now us coming into captivity.
Now she's pleading. Think about the Holocaust, and this happened to everybody. The Holocaust had nothing to do with the Bible. The Holocaust is not biblical. All right? That was just Edomite on Edomite crime. That was white people gang banging and murdering other white people. Okay? And it's funny how they always bring that event up, you know, 6 million, but there was 79 million other people, mostly Edomites, that died during that time period. But for some reason, only 6 million matter.
Because that's that get out of jail free card. That's Esau Edom's get out of jail free card. They got a track record of nothing but fucking wickedness. But that right there, that's that, you know, never forget. You know, never forget. Remember the Holocaust. That's that get out of jail free card. You know?
Million, but there was 79 million other people, mostly Edomites, that died during that time period. But for some reason, only 6 million matter.
Is us being judged as a nation. So we had to go into slavery because we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. So this is the reason why we're in slavery. But
so now she's getting it because guess what? You know, the Issues, the 1948ers, they don't fit that prophecy. And right there, she almost looked like she wanted to break down. She's trying to compel her, you know.
She wrapped her head around it. She understood. You could see she agreed. She said it made sense. That's why they went into slavery. She knows damn well. She's. Hey, I think I'm gonna title this video, "You Want to See a Dead Body." They slaughtering this woman, man. It's through the spirit. She's done. They decapitated her ass, bro. She's through. You know, and you could see the moment when she was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Some reason only 6 million matter.
Is us being judged as a nation. So we had to go into slavery because we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. So this is the reason why we're in slavery. But
so now she's getting it because
She shook it. You see the disheartening. She just it cut her right there. Like, oh, she was wincing. That was a she winced. She winced. She winced. Like, oh, aye, oi, aye.
died during that time period. But for some reason, only 6 million matter.
She was the Jew bag, okay, that Holocaust bag. That's that haymaker. She was swinging for the ropes. That was that cry for sympathy. You know, we're not all bad. That's what she's trying to say. We're not all bad. You got some good white folks, you know. But the brother put the knife in and turned it, twisted it. She was wincing, brother. She was wincing.
is us being judged as a nation. So we had to go into slavery because we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. So this is the reason why we're in slavery. But
so now she's getting it because guess what? You know, the issues of 1948ers, they don't fit that prophecy. And right there, she almost looked like she wanted to break down. She's trying to compel her, compose herself, keep her composure. All right? She's trying to keep her composure because he's basically, he's tearing her down.
And if I could say this is an unlearned Edomite. This is she don't really know what she's involved in. But the average Edomite, Joe Blow Edomite, they know about the Hebrew Israelites. They know about our doctrine. They know about it, so they don't approach us no more. They've already been, decimated, They've had, some of them don't know. That's why. But majority of the people don't come up to us no more. They don't come up because they know we can't be confounded. The Lord said He would give us a mouth that our adversaries could not resist nor gainsay. So she didn't know, She walked. Oh man. You want to see a dead body? You want to see a dead body? You want to see a spiritual slaughtering?
Right? That was just Edomite on Edomite crime. That was white people gang banging and murdering other white people. Okay? And it's funny how they always bring that event up, 6 million, but there was 79 million other people, mostly Edomites, that died during that time period. But for some reason, only 6 million matter.
is us being judged as a nation. So we had to go into slavery because we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. So this is the reason why we're in slavery. But
so now she's getting it because guess what? The issues of 1948ers, they don't fit that prophecy. And right there, she almost looked like she wanted to break down. She's trying to compel her, compose herself, keep her composure. All right? She's trying to keep her composure because he's basically, he's tearing her down. And I don't even know if he realized he was tearing her down the way that he was. All right?
What does the book of Numbers say?
This is the book of Numbers 14 and 18. It says the Lord...
No, I want you to make your point if you disagree.
Okay, I think it's possible to think about it as...
That's even colder. The scripture says, debate thy cause. Your point is futile. It's nothing you can say, but, he want to further crush your goddamn spirit. Oh, man, this lady gonna cry in the car. She was distraught. She ain't never gonna come up to them black Hebrew Israelites, and I'm saying black in quotation. We're not fucking black, okay? But she learned today. You know how they say you're gonna learn today. She learned today. She thought she was gonna come up and nice Becky with the smile and she got her wake up call today, bro. The Wadi, but man, this video was fire. Salakia, like I said, for keep butchering it, but. I watched this like 2 times already. It's my 3rd time going. It was just, I had to put my 2 cents on it. Man, like I said, go watch the videos in their entirety so you can without me interjecting. All right, Salakia for jumping in.
Composure. All right. She's trying to keep her composure because he's basically he's tearing her down. And I don't even know if he realized he was tearing her down the way that he was. All right.
What does the book of Numbers?
And a lot of you simple ass niggas that's not in this truth. I'm not talking about you brothers, but you simple ass Jake. Hey, that's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, because they like to, especially the women. They'll come crouching, humbling low, like the elder said. They want to seek to please the poor. They come lowly and shit, meek, trying to act all humble and nice. But this, hey, never trust thine enemy, man. Never trust thine enemy.
This is the book of Numbers 14 and 18. It says the Lord.
No, I want you to make your point if you disagree.
Okay, I think it's possible to think about it as this is not an excuse.
Right.
Anything.
Yep.
But I'm not sure how far down people are responsible.
Right.
And I know you're saying that because I adopted, that I essentially kidnapped my child.
No.
Now, did you hear that? She said she didn't. And look at the smirk on her face.
Because they think they the ultimate slicksters, man. They think they smarter than you. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war's in his heart. You gonna start off by saying it's not an excuse. You knew damn well in your mind and you're a goddamn liar and a hypocrite. You think you slick, man. You think you slick. They think they slick. They think they smarter than Jake. They think they know better than you. That's what it is, man. But this truth can't be defeated. Yahweh Shem Yahushai can't be defeated. You through. You're through.
Okay, I think it's possible to think about it as this is not an excuse.
Right.
Anything.
Yep.
But I'm not sure how far down people are responsible.
Right.
And I know you're saying that because I adopted, that I essentially kidnapped my child.
No.
You heard what the brother said? Right. Yeah, we've heard it all before. Your broken record. Every one of you comes up, say the same shit or the same rhetoric. Okay? We see you coming a mile away, that slow ass jab, that slow ass haymaker, that slow ass hook. We see it coming a mile away. Yeah, right. Nice try.
Now, did you hear that? She said she didn't. And look at the smirk on her face. You see how she tried to flip the script? That's why I read that scripture. Because she's had this look of despair and fear on her face, and all of a sudden she smiled. But she said, I don't know how far down the responsibility for what was done goes. And then she said, I understand. She said, and you're saying that I adopted my son, so I kidnapped my son. You see how she tried to...
And a lot of times, the elder Malcolm was going into, coming into this truth, you can read people's spirit more and more, and that's true. The scriptures say, try the spirit to see if it's of Yahweh. And they do that a lot, man. They do that a lot, especially when they get exposed. They can't help it. Their true nature comes out. They all, like, sometimes they'll come by, they'll look at the signs or whatever, or they'll hear something and they'll just have a guilty smile, man. A guilty smile on their face. They can't hide it, You'll see a glimpse of their true nature, because she knew she was being a devil. And when they were, whoa, she knew what she was doing, like the elder said. She knew she was being a serpent, crafty, subtle,
Not saying that. Don't mix words. Not saying that. Yeah, don't mix that.
No.
Come on.
But you're saying this should be.
She's gonna act stupid. What'd I do?
That's why I read that scripture. Because she's had this look of despair and fear on her face, and all of a sudden she smiled. But she said, I don't know how far down the responsibility for what was done goes. And then she said, I understand. She said, and you're saying that I adopted my son, so I kidnapped my son. You see how she tried to...
Not saying that. Don't mix words. Not saying that. Yeah, don't mix that. Come on.
But you're saying this should be a cutoff date until what your
No
forefathers did.
preparations? Yes.
To a extent. Statute of limitations. Basically, you shouldn't be judged for which.
It's very
You know Andrew Jackson. You're familiar with Andrew Jackson, right? He was a very
Not a nice guy.
evil
Not a
man,
nice
right?
guy.
You're familiar with the bloody trail and.
So this lady, and she's not the average Edomite. She's a you could tell she's a college educated, well-to-do, probably middle-class, upper echelon Edomite, man. Older woman. She's not stupid. She's not, she's not, she's learned, man. She knew about, and she's not stupid. She knows history. She's not stupid, man. Don't they be they be trying to play that shit. They ain't stupid. She's not stupid.
And then she said, and I understand. She said, and you're saying that I adopted my son, so I kidnapped my son. You see how she tried to.
Not saying that.
Don't mix words.
We're not saying that.
Yeah, don't mix that. Come on.
But you're saying it should be a cutoff date until what your
Enough
forefathers did,
reparations? Yes.
to a extent.
And for the record, there's no statute of limitations on murder. Okay, you can commit murder 50 years, 60 years down earlier, and you'll be found out. You're gonna get tried and put to death. All right. There is no, even in Esau's law, there is no statute of limitation for the crime of murder. Okay.
Statute of limitations. Basically, you shouldn't be judged for which. Andrew Jackson. You're familiar with Andrew Jackson, right? He was a very
Not a nice guy.
evil
Not a
man,
nice
right?
guy.
You're familiar with the bloody trail and the trail of tears, Oklahoma. All right, so you're familiar with Andrew Jackson, right?
You see, she's well familiar with our plight. You saw she did the when he mentioned Tulsa, Oklahoma. They think they slick, man. You see through them a mile away.
Yeah, don't mix that. Come on.
But you're saying
So they go crouching and humble themselves. Never trust them, man. For like iron rusted, so is their wickedness. They speak with they think they slick, man.
a cutoff date until what your
Enough
forefathers
reparations? Yes.
did, to a extent.
And they like to use a lot of semantics and bullshit, man.
Statute of limitations. Basically, you shouldn't be judged for which. Andrew Jackson. You're familiar with Andrew Jackson, right? He was a very
Not a nice guy.
evil man, right? You're familiar with the bloody trail and the trail of tears, Oklahoma. All right, so you're familiar with Andrew Jackson, right? So basically, should you be held accountable for what Andrew Jackson did?
I think
Because
what
we
you get
did-
to there is, as a collective society,
Yep.
we have to do better and not repeat the errors of the forefathers who are reprehensibly guilty.
Okay.
But she's not, and see, that's not justice. Because she's doing the same thing that Haman Malone does. She's trying to find a way out of her judgment. But she's saying that we have to do better. No, the Lord, the matter of fact, let me go to Numbers. This right can only be, this wrong can only be made right through blood and repayment. All right. The Lord said he does, the scriptures clearly tell you the Lord never changes, man. But, darn, I was looking for something. Then I forgot because I started. Darn it. Well, through the Spirit, maybe to come on back, but let's let it go.
And did do evil things.
Okay.
And I think, if you look at people now and you say, is it okay to have slaves or to human traffic? Most people, I hope most people would say absolutely not. That's a wrong thing.
So did you answer the question? Do you think you should be held accountable for what Andrew Jackson did? Because what Andrew Jackson did.
The water Yahweh by Shemal Shai. It came back. And I was going to Numbers 35:33. And it reads, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. And one of the first things he said when she walked up was that this country, this land, this road was built on the blood of our brothers, of our people. And especially in Boston. Remember, they had they're in Boston. What was one of the most famous incidents that happened in the Boston was the Boston Tea Party, which was a false flag event, which labeled Native Americans as terrorists. So how many Native Americans, and now you will never know that history, but how many Native Americans you think were killed, scalped, and shot?
You see, and I didn't even know about that. I know about the Boston Tea Party, but through his story, they teach you that it was the Brits and shit, between the Brits and the Americans. I had no idea that they blamed Gad for that. I got to do my due diligence, because we don't just parrot what people say. But I believe the elder but I got to do my due diligence. I didn't know that that's what the Boston Tea Party was really about. You know, these damn devils.
After that false event was blamed on them. Yeah.
Was in the face of America. What Benjamin Franklin did, what the forefathers did, America got rich off of the backbones of
She's that bird brain of her. She's thinking of another. She's reaching. She's reaching. She's reaching for excuses. It's not an excuse. She reaching. She's through, man. She ain't got nothing to say. Nothing. And then when the brothers start to lay into her and just break it down about how slavery is, you know, through the prison system and so on and so forth, and the free labor, and how the stock market. You want to see a dead body? You looking at one.
Of these people. When you're dealing with Wall Street, when you're dealing with the industrial revolutionaries, that was the money that they got the capital from what? From
Now the brother started to throw combos, man. At first he would just peppering her with jabs. Pop, 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 pop. He started doubling up on the jab. Now he's throwing them combos, man. You know, now he about to go to the body on her ass, bro.
Well, then when you have the Union and the Confederacy.
No, it doesn't matter.
Well,
that's it.
If
Like some people finally said, well,
She is desperately trying to find a way out of this. So now she's trying to put it on Southern Edomites.
Khan, she clenching. She looking at the ref. She taking out her mouth guard.
She doesn't want to partake in the punishment and the repayment of Manifest Destiny Part 2.
I wouldn't either. I brought out Lamentations 4 and 21 and 22. Rejoice, O daughter of Edom, the cup that shall pass through unto thee. You're not going to escape, man. The Lord shall not at all, the Lord will, he's going to punish the wicked, man. You're not going to get away, man. You're not going to get away. You're not going to get away. You're going to have to pay. We had to pay. We had to drink of that cup. And you're going to drink of that cup double. What you reap, you sow. And you are your forefathers. You are your forefathers coming back in the reincarnation. You the same ones that was mandingoing niggas. You the same ones that was drumming niggas. That was getting Jakes hemmed up, man. Forcing them to sleep with you and impregnate you and shit, and then have the man castrated. These the same Shedemites, man. Think they slipped, man. You know? That's what the Lord said. There was no place of repentance found for him, man. Though we sought it carefully with tears, man. You know? You can't get out of this, man. We couldn't get out of it. So you can't get out of it. The judgment is written.
you know, maybe what we're doing here is really.
What if Abraham Lincoln said? What if Abraham Lincoln said that if he could have kept the Union together without freeing the slave, he would have done so? That's right. He said that.
Them counter punches. That she threw, bro. He countered her with a fucking body shot. That was a liver shot. That was a kidney shot. She threw. She's through.
No, it doesn't matter.
If
Like some people finally said, well,
She is desperately trying to find a way out of this. So now she's trying to put it on Southern Edomites. She doesn't want to.
And look at that ring on her hand. She, like I said, that's a well-to-do Edomite. She ain't no average Becky, you know. She a middle class, probably college educated, probably divorced. Husband was well off. You know, womb barren, can't have children, so she adopted. You know, she's not stupid. She's highly educated. She's well familiar with the plight of the so-called African American man. She's well learned on her history, on Oklahoma, on Black Wall Street, on the Trail of Tears. She's well learned, man, and she thinks she's slick.
Partake in the punishment and the repayment of Manifest Destiny Part 2. Partake in the punishment and the repayment. The road was built on the blood of our brothers, of our people. And especially in Boston. Remember, they had there in Boston. What was one of the most famous incidents that happened in the Boston was the Boston Tea Party, which was a false flag event which labeled Native Americans as terrorists. So how many Native Americans, and now you will never know that history, but how many Native Americans you think were killed, scalped, and shot after that false event was blamed on them? Yeah.
Was in the face of America. What Benjamin Franklin did, what the forefathers did, America got rich off of the backbones of these people. When you're dealing with Wall Street, when you're dealing with the industrial revolutionaries, that was the money that they got the capital from what? From
Do you not split then when you have the Union and the Confederacy?
No, it doesn't matter.
If
Like some people finally said, "Oh,
She is desperately trying to find a way out of this. So now she's trying to put it on Southern Edomites. She doesn't want to partake in the punishment and the repayment of Manifest Destiny Part 2.
you know, maybe what we're doing here is really
What if Abraham Lincoln says? What if Abraham Lincoln said that if he could have kept the Union together without freeing the slave, he would have done so?
That's right. He said that. That's right.
So you know that?
Can we say what emancipation means? Somebody get the
You know what it
definition
means
of
to emancipate
emancipation.
something?
okay.
No, it's a transformation of it. So we were private slave owners, and now
Emancipation is was a transference of ownership from the private, like the brother's gonna go into the private owners, the private different plantation owners, private citizens. They relinquished their rights and over the slaves and gave it to the government. Transference of ownership. That's what emancipation meant, and the brother's gonna expound on it. Okay.
we are what property, property of the state. So when you're dealing with like in corporation and mass incarceration, underneath the 13th Amendment that allows slavery, pending what? A crime. Right? That's when you have all these laws that was made to entrap so-called black people and to put them in prison. Now you have 2.5 million black people behind bars.
I forget what they called them, but right after they so-called freed the slave, they had what them laws they had? They had like all type of stupid ass laws, man. Just to incarcerate Jakes, man. A bunch of I forget what they call the laws.
Alone, way more than ever there was in slavery.
Right, which probably about 90% of the stockholders of those private institutions of slavery, which is the jail system, are Edomites, white people like herself.
You're absolutely right, and it's not just it's high level Edomites that own. Remember Kanye was going into that. He was bucking up on Sway. He got the answer, Sway. Sway was like, why don't you just make manufacture your own clothing, your own fabrics, and put together your own. When Kanye wanted to get into the fashion industry, and he was saying that the Vinicis or whatever the fuck the people's names are, these top people over there in Europe, he was like, they own everything. They own the prisons. They own everything, man, and they hide behind their corporations. Okay, they own the prison industrial complex. They own the military complex. They own everything, man. They own everything, man. The Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They own everything. Okay?
Okay.
Salah.
Make it all that allows slavery, pending what? A crime. Right? That's when you have all these laws that was made to entrap so-called black people and to put them in prison. Now you have 2.5 million black people behind bars alone, way more than ever there was in slavery.
Right, which probably about 90% of the stockholders of those private institutions of slavery, which is the jail system, are Edomites, white people like herself. Okay.
Making all kind of things, helmets for the U.S. Army, license plates,
furniture, free.
McDonald's, all kind of major corporations.
And she got that baffled. She don't know what they talk. She know damn well what they're saying is true. She's the first time she hearing this shit.
Get it for free. Ain't no gotta pay no health insurance. There's no sick days, no tax, no time off.
See,
Look how she looking around. That smirk. They got me. Fucking devil. And then all the brothers are co-signing, yeah, Khan, and they going in. He hitting them combos, man. He hitting them with flurries now. And she about to go out. She about to go down for the count, man. Oh, man.
kind of major corporation getting it for free. Ain't no gotta pay no health insurance. There's no sick days, no tax, no time off.
See, she's getting cut and she's getting it now. She's actually getting it. She's concerned. So now she's pled her case, and the brothers just gonna continue to expose and shame, bring that shameful spewing on her glory, and she's ready to exit stage left at this
Hey, Jake smelled blood. Jake smelled blood in the water.
point.
No tax, and they get tax credited. All right, because they deem the workers as high risk workers. All right, so what you did was you kind of.
You know when you appalled at something, you just got to put your hand over your mouth. He stopped whatever train of thought she was coming up with. He just decimated that. Salakia. You want to see a dead body?
She's concerned. So now she's pled her case, and the brothers just gonna continue to expose and shame, bring that shameful spewing on her glory, and she's ready to exit stage left at this point.
No tax, and they get tax credited. All right, because they deem the workers as high risk workers. All right, so what you did was you kind of. This son real sick. It was real crafty.
It's so fucked up, right? You in there working for these major corporations, slaving away for pennies on $2, $3, 3 cents, how much ever you make, 5 cents a day, whatever the fuck it is, right? And then you get out of the prison system and you can't even get a job working at McDonald's. You can't even get a job at the same corporations you was locked up working for them for 20, 30 years. That's crazy. Damn devil. You in there slaving, working for these companies, and then you get out and you can't even go work for the very same company that you were supposed to be working for, incarcerated. Tell me this ain't fucking hell, man. Tell me this man ain't the devil the Bible speaks of.
Gotta admit,
Change the word.
Get rid of it. So we dealing with emancipation. There was no abolishment of it. It was a transformation. That's why we went from private slave owners to what? Public slave owners. And you know what was that? The states, in fear of losing their sovereignty and their rights, you know what they did? They gave up people as a security. That's why you have a social security card.
And she's actually in shock that these young brown men that she would ignorantly, and people were ignorantly called black, and all I see is brown skin, different shades of brown, are well informed and educated on the subject matters that they're speaking on.
I'll say she looked like she's kind of aroused, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. She looked like she's kind of turned on because, women are attracted to power, and hey, man. Hey, anyway, I'm gonna close it out here. I know this is probably long, man. I don't want to rock this out. This was edifying, man. Like I always say, keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. We're close. Hey, we're close, man. Shalom. Wa abad babal.